What do you think of when you hear the term hazardous energy? You may think of electrical energy, but hazardous energy refers to many different types of energy. In addition to electrical energy, hazardous energy can come in the form of mechanical, hydraulic, pneumatic, chemical, thermal, and other types of energy. Lockout tagout procedures must be used when dealing with any of these types of energy. Lockout tagout is a technique used to prevent the release of hazardous energy. A lock is placed on the appropriate energy isolating device while it is in the off or safe position. A tag is then placed on the lock with a visible warning that the equipment may not be operated until the lockout tagout is removed. The staff member's name and the date should be written neatly on the tag. Using the Lockout Tagout standard prevents an estimated 120 fatalities and 50,000 injuries each year. Safety can be achieved by affixing the appropriate lockout or tagout devices to energy isolating devices and by de-energizing machines and equipment. OSHA's Lockout Tagout standard requires the use of procedures and practices to shut down equipment, isolate it from its energy sources, and prevent the release of potentially hazardous energy while service is being performed. Taking into account the potentially lethal consequences, the Lockout Tagout standard must be followed every time equipment is serviced. Furthermore, all school personnel need to know what to do when they encounter locked out or tagged out equipment. The purpose of the OSHA standard is to prevent injuries during the servicing of equipment from the unexpected startup or energizing of the equipment, or from the release of stored energy. If you ignore OSHA's standard procedures for dealing with hazardous energy, you're breaking the law as well as endangering yourself and those around you. Lockout devices must be used for equipment that can be locked out. Tagout devices may be used instead of lockout devices only if the tagout program provides school staff protection equal to that provided through a lockout program. New or overhauled equipment must be capable of being locked out. An effective tagout program must be in place if machines and equipment aren't capable of being locked out. You must use only lockout tagout devices authorized for the particular equipment you're servicing. You must make sure that those protective devices are durable, standardized, and substantial. Lockout tagout devices must identify the individual user. Only the school staff member who applied the lockout tagout device is authorized to remove it. All staff must understand the procedures used for lockout tagout. The OSHA standard protects any school staff member performing servicing and maintenance on equipment who is exposed to the unexpected energizing, startup, or release of hazardous energy. However, anyone who may encounter locked out, tagged out equipment needs to know how to handle that equipment. The OSHA standard covers any source of mechanical, hydraulic, pneumatic, chemical, thermal, electrical, or other type of energy. It also covers constructing, installing, setting up, adjusting, inspecting, modifying, maintaining, and/or servicing equipment, including lubricating, cleaning, or unjamming of equipment, and making adjustments or tool changes, where school personnel could be exposed to the unexpected energizing or startup of the equipment or release of hazardous energy. The OSHA standard includes servicing and maintenance activities performed during normal operations if a school employee is required to remove or bypass machine guards or other safety devices, or a school employee is required to place any part of his or her body into a point of operation or into an area on a piece of equipment where work is performed, or into the danger zone associated with the machine's operation. It's important to remember the proper procedures for lockout tagout. 1. Before servicing equipment, you must know the type and magnitude of the energy, the hazards of the energy to be controlled, and the method or means to control the energy. 2. The machine must be turned off or shut down using the procedures established for it. 3. All energy isolating devices that are needed to control the machine's energy source must be located and used to isolate the machine from its energy source. 4. Lockout or tagout devices must be affixed to each energy isolating device by an authorized school facilities employee. 5. Lockout devices must be affixed in a manner that will hold the energy isolating device in a safe or off position. 6. Tagout devices must be affixed in a manner that clearly indicates that the operation or movement of energy isolating devices from the safe or off position is prohibited. 7. If the tagout device cannot be affixed directly to the energy isolating device, the tag must be located as close as safely possible to the device, in a position that will be immediately obvious to anyone attempting to operate the device. 8. After the energy isolating device has been locked out and/or tagged out, all potentially hazardous stored or residual energy must be relieved, disconnected, restrained, or otherwise rendered safe. And 9. Before any work begins on machines or equipment that have been locked out or tagged out, an authorized school employee must verify that the machine or equipment has been properly isolated and de-energized. The 5 main causes of lockout-tagout injuries are: failure to stop equipment, failure to disconnect from power source, failure to dissipate, bleed, neutralize residual energy, accidental restarting of equipment, and failure to clear work areas before restarting. Remember Jim and the damaged power cord from the introduction? Jim saw the faulty power cord as a quick fix and didn't bother tagging out the machine. As a result, Lauren was injured. This example shows the importance of following the lockout-tagout standard whenever any kind of maintenance is required. Jim should have used a plug lock to lock out the video projector as soon as he noticed the damage to the power cord. He also should have tagged out the machine. This way, Lauren would have known the video projector needed service and wouldn't have used it.